Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I thought I would sit down and do a video for you guys and gals. Well, let me get a sip of my water first. Get my radio voice going and let's talk about this. All right, when it comes to the topic of supplements, I feel like everyone, when they're weighing it out, they try to say, well, does this work? Is there evidence that it works? Does this person over here endorse it? You know, setting aside the fact that for the most part, there's very little evidence that any supplements work, a tiny handful, and it's not an enormous impact in terms of any of the benefits most of us are looking for. Okay, occasionally there's stuff. There are situationally useful supplements. We could make a case for creatine for lifters still, even though the data is not great at this point. The effect is very minuscule, but at least it's something. Okay, and I'll give it that, and it's cheap. Okay, fine. So these topics come up and then people don't step back and assess this. And even I used to roll my eyes when I started doing all this many, many years ago. I've been at this over 25 years. You know, my mother was a registered nurse, and when I would be buying supplements, because I bought just as many supplements as all these kids do today, okay? Flat out. I am not some guru speaking to you with, oh, I have never been that dumb. Of course I was that dumb. I'm trying to help people to not get ripped off. Okay, when I discuss these things, I'm trying to help all of you. And some of it is through my own mistakes. Okay, my own mistakes. Believe me, I used a ton of supplements when I was younger. Ton of them. And I really believed in it. You know, but my mom would stop and say, you know, okay, you're taking this and that, you're buying, you know, at Walmart and GNC and all these places. She's like, but how do you know what's in it? How do you know any of that's even safe? She's like, it's not even regulated. Again, my mother was a registered nurse. And she would say that, and I would roll my eyes. Oh, Mom, you're, you know, pretty much what guys today would call a gains goblin, trying to steal my gains. That's what you're doing. When actually it was someone who probably at that point knew more than I did about the topic. Had the education to know how pharmaceutical stuff works. Had the education to know the supplement industry wasn't regulated. Lo and behold, all these years later, here I am telling people this, and how many people argue. But here's the thing. We need to think about the health risks. People don't think about that. Number one, contaminants, spiked products in there. All right, the supplement industry is notorious for this. And I'm talking most of the major companies. I'm not saying there aren't a couple of exceptions. There are some exceptions out there. Obviously, it's not every single company, but it's a sizable chunk, like what, half, maybe more, are notorious for what's on the label not being what's in there. Meaning contaminants, or in worst case, spiked substances. This has happened a lot, by the way. Companies have been caught and have been fined millions of dollars by the FDA. They paid the fines and just kept on with their business. Okay, be aware of that. Start doing a little digging, people. These companies that you're buying stuff from have been fined many times significant sums of money for putting illegal drugs in the supplements. And I don't just mean anabolics. Yes, that's happened. How about Viagra? Viagra's been found. How about meth analogs? Other illegal stimulants, birth control, all sorts of stuff has been found in these over-the-counter products trying to help give you gains and other stuff, okay? Or weight loss. I mean, again, some of the fat-burning products out there, they have been spiked with meth. It has happened and been found multiple times by multiple companies. Yeah, that's why some people were losing a little weight on it. That's why they had energy. That's why their appetite was suppressed. Okay? Or anyone, man, I got a good pump. I got good gains off this supplement. Yeah, because they were putting Superdrol in it. It's happened a few times. Okay, do you understand that? Then we get over to contaminants, lead, arsenic, We just use sawdust as a filler, right? You have all that, and people need to think about those health consequences. But what about the fact of what if it's pure, and what if the label's correct and nothing has been added? People will take supplements without thinking about the health consequences of what's actually supposed to be in there. I'm going to take this high dose of zinc. You sure that's a good idea? People are taking it and they're doing it saying, well, it's supposed to boost testosterone. Yeah, no, it doesn't. That's only happened in people who are deficient in zinc, who that was affecting their testosterone to help boost it a little bit in some clinical trials, but it was only people who are deficient in zinc. Okay, here's the kicker. Most of us who are eating to gain muscle, we eat reasonable amounts of protein. How much zinc do you think is in meat? How much zinc do you think is in tofu? Let's say you're vegetarian or plant-based. How much is in tofu? A lot. You're not deficient in zinc. Why are you taking it? Did you look up to see what the potential consequences are of taking too much zinc? What it can do to your health before you bought it and took it? Same with your multivitamin. Did you look up and see what the consequences are of maybe too much of certain things in your diet? Particularly, let's say you're eating a diet that is already high specifically in one of the metals on there. Okay? Did you look to see that, man, my diet already is really high in this, and then this particular multivitamin or vitamin mix I picked happens to be really high in that metal also? Did you bother to look at what the consequences are of that? Or did you just take it because it's just vitamins, bros? People looked at the concerns of supplemental antioxidants like vitamin C, of too much of it being possibly linked to cancer. Or did you just say, hey, it's vitamin C, bros? Same thing with the safety testing. The supplement industry is not required to do any long-term safety testing. So when you're taking a lot of the products that they produce, there's no safety testing for it. You have no way to actually know if it's safe or what the long-term risks are. Okay, at least anything that's gone through the FDA, they look at it and say, well, 7% of people who took this developed prostate cancer. Okay, you can get data on that. %12 of people who took this medication got sclerosis of the liver from it. Okay, you can assess that risk. You can't do it with the supplements because they don't have the testing. Stuff that you need to think through before you just start buying and taking random crap saying, well, at least if I get a placebo, hey, maybe it'll work. This influencer told me it's good. This bodybuilder told me it's what he takes. They're all making money off of you. They're all making money off of it. Okay? And they're all also probably fake natties. Do you really think that they're honest people who have your best interest in mind? They're bastions of morality because they have a great physique? Is that how you determine the honesty and integrity of a person? Maybe they just speak well. Maybe they're charming. Maybe they've got a great smile. That's how you determine the honesty and integrity of a person? Or even just take it another step. Maybe they're just a stupid dumbass who got conned like everybody else into buying this crap because they didn't bother to listen or do any research. Maybe they're just a dumbass who doesn't know any better. Any chance that's a possibility? That's also possibly the case. So again, this should not be the basis of why you take a supplement. Think through the potential consequences. That's all I'm saying. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys and gals